Well, hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. Just doing some drone adjustments. Okay, so today finds me out once again in the beautiful Duddon Valley. The light is very interesting today. I've very deliberately not gone very far from home today. First of all, it's really still quite cold. We've kind of got over the storm Bert stuff that went on over the weekend. But the main purpose for coming out today is to do some experimentation, to play around with different camera settings, different camera angles, to use the drone as much as I can, and to essentially make a film about making a film. So it's a film about a film. It's, if you like, a meta film. We'll see how it goes. So I'm going to focus today's filming on pretty much the half-a-kilometre stretch of road that snakes up toward Stone Star Crag off in the distance there. And as I say, I'm going to be doing a good deal of experimentation. Always a good thing. So, those of you who've seen my films before will know that with regard to the main camera on the motorcycle, I favour the chest harness over the helmet mount. And my reason for this is quite straightforward. What I found when I was experimenting early on in making these films was that I was often losing coherence in the narrative because I was having to turn my helmet to do a shoulder check perhaps, or you know, when I'm turning left or turning right or whatever, and I just like the constant frame that the chest harness gives me, and so that's why I continue to use it. And so at the moment I have the drone up in the air covering about 200 meters of road that I've just covered. So I'm now going to go back and get the same shot going in the other direction. I've also set up the GoPro in the lay-by that I'm based in this afternoon, and that will give me a close-up shot of the front end of the bike pulling into the lay-by. So we'll see how that works out. Really is a lovely part of the world, this. You should come and explore it. If you go further on down the road, and I cover this in previous films, you can get an option. You can go left over the top of the hills there and end up in Eskdale, and then continue on to Wasdale, or you can just keep going and eventually you will end up at a place called Cocklebeck, which is basically where the Hard Knot Pass ends and the Rhinos begins. We're having sudden busyness here. Don't run over my camera. He's not going to run over my camera, nor is he going to nick all my camera gear, which I've left just around the corner here. So there we go, that's the GoPro shot done. And now I need to bring the drone back home, which I'll do in a moment. Stop recording. Okay, well that was all amusing enough. I've learnt a few things there. Just have a little adjustment here. Got too much bike There we go. I like to have my speedometer dial thing just at the bottom of the frame there. And yeah, another advantage of the chest harness, of course, is that, and this is my opinion, it gives you a more immersive experience in the film. You can actually pretend, like in a video game, that you are actually sat on the motorcycle. So yeah, that's just another reason why I favour it. So yeah, I'm heading back toward home now. I've still got a few shots that I want to play around with. One of them will be having the camera at the side of the road as I'm riding toward it. I'm going to set that up at the next big lay-by just up the road here. And then I'm going home and I'm going to do the editing. I'm also cooking dinner again tonight, so I'm looking forward to that. And I'm kind of tending toward, and here's a little backstory to that one. I spoke with the Murgatroyd by text on WhatsApp earlier in the day and said, what do you fancy for dinner? And she said, oh, anything within reason. And so I wondered what that meant. And so I asked her, I said, what would be without reason? And she said, there's no reason to be eating sheep's testicles in my view. And so, me being the comedian I am, I then asked her, would it be okay to be eating those if she couldn't see me doing it? Yeah, I would happily eat any part of any animal, but that's just me. So what I'm tending toward is the idea of making some homemade beef burgers. So I'm going to stop off at the butcher in Millham and see what they've got. So, off we go again. So this really is a lovely bit of road here. I think I've already said you must come and have a look. So there's a fairly big lay-by coming up just around the bend here, and I'm planning on stopping there and doing a bit more camera jiggery pokery.